Good evening, folks. I trust we're all still fit and healthy. Here's a song. The words were written by Bill Watkins and music by Andy M. Stewart and Jerry O'Byrne, called the Errant Apprentice. When I was a young apprentice in lesson compass mentis, I took leave of all my senses. With a maid I fell in love. Her ringlets so entwined me, Aphrodite smile did blind me. Cupid's arrow struck behind me, and her father owned a pub. It was there I met my nemesis, in her father's licensed premises. Like a seraphim of Genesis sat Mary Ann Maguire, arrayed in fine apparel, astride a porter barrel. She looked the kind of girl that would fill you with desire. All the turtle doves were cooing as I took to my wooing, her loveliness pursuing in the springtime of that year. But she thought I should be older and more gallant and much bolder, in the uniform of a soldier. 'Tis then she'd hold me dear. In extremis and euphoria I joined with Queen Victoria for a spell of death or glory, fighting with the Boers. To the wind I threw all caution, I'll return with fame and fortune, and together make a portion of matrimony's chores. On the gravestone of her mother she swore she'd love no other, but I was soon to discover that she played me for a birk. For Lady Luck had beached me, and intelligence had reached me, whilst I'd been overseas, she had married to a Turk. While me I then deserted for to find a girl who flirted. Back to Ireland I reverted, for my jealousy was roused. In Maguire's pub in Derry I found him making merry, with his arms around my Mary, as together they caroused. So I took my time and waited until his thirst was sated, and home he navigated through the streets of Derry town. At his lodgings he stood knocking, and whilst they were unlocking, I put a stone into a stocking, on his head I brought it down. 'Twas then the night's serenity was rent with loud obscenity and Ottoman profanity that I couldn't understand. With an oath he made to grab me, with full intent to stab me, but he tried to kebab me, I was screaming on the strand. All around the town's perimeter he chased me with his scimitar, a powerful passion limiter to an errant in his prime. Through the waterside he chased me, to the bridge of Foyle he raced me, and Derry Quay he faced me, so I jumped into the tide. Sure bravery's no virtue when some heathen's trying to hurt you, and all noble thoughts desert you when you see his curly knife. For there's many things worth trying for, and occasionally worth lying for, but there's bugger all worth dying for, so I'll stick to the single life.